straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today is Gautam Gambhir, one of the very few cricket captains who's able to translate his success as a coach as well. What is the secret to Kolkata's turnaround at the Indian Premier League, and what makes him a very desirable candidate for the coach of the Indian national men's cricket team? Speaking of desirable candidates, Cristiano Ronaldo has been picked for the Portugal squad for Euro 2024, but can he replicate his stunning last few months for Saudi clubs onto his national side, given the criticism Ronaldo has faced over the years of being a club giant alone? And giant on the field is all good, but how good or strong is your social media game? Toni Kroos, German football star, has called time on his career. Euros will be his last campaign, but we look at his social media persona. Is that what gives sports stars that extra edge? And how important is it to be social media savvy in these times? Stay on for that, but first a look at the headlines. We'll start with cricket. 19th ranked United States pulled off a stunning upset against Bangladesh in the first of a three-match T20 international series. This ahead of the upcoming T20 World Cup. Chasing 154 to win, Team USA at one point were tottering at 94 for 5, but former Kiwi Corey Anderson and former India under-19 player Harmeet Singh shared a 62-run partnership crucial to give USA a superb win. Over in football, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has been named the Premier League Manager of the Year. This came after Guardiola guided the club to its fourth successive Premier League title. Guardiola has now won the award 4 times since joining Man City in 2016. With 6 league titles, Guardiola is the second most successful manager in the history of English football, behind Alex Ferguson, who has 13 titles to his name. Saudi club Al Hilal forward Neymar will miss the start of next Saudi Pro League season due to injury. Neymar had injured himself after colliding with an opponent during Brazil's 2-0 loss to Uruguay in a World Cup qualifier in October. Neymar has only played 5 matches for Al Hilal so far and has scored just the 1 goal. Al Hilal paid around $100 million to PSG for Neymar's move to Saudi. Over in tennis, men's world number 1 Novak Djokovic picked his favourite to win the French Open. The Serb has chosen Rafael Nadal to go all the way. Djokovic, who is the defending champion, said Nadal couldn't be ruled out from the race despite his injury problems. In cricket, there are legends who transform teams. They leave their identity on a whole squad. So much so that the team is synonymous with that person's attitude, vision and persona. Australia's Ricky Ponting was one such cricketer. The Aussie side was a monster under his leadership, winning World Cups at will. Somehow, he isn't seen to be able to weave that magic in the IPL franchisee as a mentor and coach. In India, it was Sourav Ganguly who started a revolution, identifying and backing young talent and then grooming a fearless Indian cricket team. MS Dhoni established a legacy thereafter, that of winning with India and then with his Chennai Super Kings franchise. These are towering personalities who make a team think and function in their way, like one. And today you have to speak about one other in the same breath, Gautam Gambhir. Now hear me out. Yes, Gautam Gambhir has never been captain of the national side. He was not even a proper coach. It's not been too long since he left the sport professionally. But his impact has been such. And the reason I put him in similar brackets is not because he's established a legacy, not just yet, but because he has that character which will translate to a whole team. You just got to believe in him. Kolkata Knight Riders, after 2 failed seasons where they were languishing in the bottom half of the points table, have become the first team to reach the IPL final this year. And yes, it's been a collective team effort, no doubt there. But you have to see the Gautam Gambhir impact here. It's unmissable. He's one of those rare cricketers who has managed to spin magic both as a captain when he was at Kolkata, leading the affairs there, and as a mentor now here, years later. He's showing that he knows the system, the way things work, the Kolkata way, a way that he had fashioned the years that he led the side. There is a certain tenacity to him that you cannot miss. In a podcast with another cricketer, R. Ashwin, Gautam Gambhir talks about how people think he's grumpy and unfriendly. He says that's not his job to smile and be likable. His job is to win, and that's what people come to see.
I am not in entertainment, I am not a Bollywood actor, and I am not in corporate. I am a cricketer. My job is I want to come back in a winning dressing room. And unfortunately, a winning dressing room is a happy dressing room. I have all the right to fight for myself, to fight for my teammates, and do everything possible within the spirit of the game to try and beat the opposition. That is all I have learned how to do, and I will probably do it till the last day of my life if I am involved with cricket.
There is a certain aura that Gautam Gambhir brings to the fore. He was always a bit of a fighter, even during his playing days, and we've seen enough to know that side to him still burns bright. He fights for the team he's a part of, even if that means giving it off to someone like MS Dhoni. He clearly makes people play for him. That's a true mark of a leader, when his or her team will rally to execute the leader's vision. What else explains the off-colour West Indian players, Sunil Narine and Andre Russell, shining this year alone and leading the charge? They were woefully inconsistent the last 2 years, and this year, the confidence and the belligerence that the two seniors have shown has been incredible. Of course, Sunil Narine with the bat as an opener and Andre Russell as an all-rounder. I said this the last time we did a story on the OG, GG, Gautam Gambhir. I said his biggest mantra is that a happy dressing room is a winning dressing room, and a winning dressing room will always be a happy dressing room. So clearly that's the bottom line to everything he does, which means he puts players and their concerns and their needs and insecurities above everything else. Take Ramanullah Gurbaz's instance. His mother has been unwell. He flew back in the middle of the IPL to be with her. And knowing Phil Salt's absence would hurt the side, he came right back to play a crucial game. That tells me two things. One, the management was with him all the way, sending him there to make sure he was with his family when they needed him the most. And the other thing, Gurbaz was most happy, most thrilled to come back, even though his mother was still recovering, to play for Kolkata, to play for Gambhir, to be there when the team needed him the most. Scoring a good cameo and taking some catches behind the wicket. That tells you a very important thing. Every player is secure in his position, his role, his presence and importance to the franchise, despite not having had to play as many matches as a lot of the others. That is the Gautam Gambhir impact. You can't enforce that feeling. You can't buy that or entrench that anywhere. It has to come from the way a person thinks, behaves, talks, and the kind of environment he sets for the franchise. Shah Rukh Khan at one time was at loggerheads with his then captain, Sourav Ganguly. We all know about it. But you wouldn't have seen this happening anytime back then with Sourav. Of course, things have smoothed over between the two. They have moved on. But the point I'm getting at, Shah Rukh Khan, the owner, and Gautam Gambhir, the captain, when they won 2 IPL trophies, was a golden period for Kolkata. A golden period that saw this relationship blossom. And that's important too. The buck when it comes to cricket and the sport goes one way. That's why when you see owners and captains clashing, it's never good for a franchise. Robust conversations or otherwise. So that's the Gambhir charm. He knew he was coming only a year after Chandrakant Pandit had been roped in. There was a lot of bad blood there after that season panned out. So he ensured he was not stepping on anyone's toes, but at the same time drew the lines, drew the boundaries that's required, gave out a clear diktat. And I'm certain every single person in that camp started off this season with one overarching thought. Let's do 2024 the Gautam Gambhir way. And it's worked. Gigi, as he's called, has translated his mantra onto a squad. defined roles, and addressed players' concerns, tapped the best out of them for the reason that they were there and bring that side out. And a good workable relationship with the owners, the rest of the management, who are invested in the franchise, like the coaching staff and everyone else who's part of that setup. All possible boxes ticked. Gautam Gambhir has ensured no one's absence will affect the winning mentality. The team wins in spite and despite certain components because the mantra is in place. By proving that nothing and no one is indispensable, he's shown what an indispensable factor he's been so far to this Kolkata revival. No wonder the BCCI, the Indian Cricket Board, has reached out to him for his services as coach of the Indian team. What a delicious problem for Gambhir to have at this point. The league season in Europe is closing. With just the European Cup finals left, we have seen several records being broken and history being made across different leagues in Europe. One footballer, though, continues to create history sitting in Saudi Arabia. Cristiano Ronaldo, what a year it's been for him. Just recently, he topped the list of the highest paid athletes in the world. And now, it's a landmark international appearance, a selection in Portugal's squad for the Euros coming up. Ronaldo is set to become the first player ever to feature in 6 editions of the tournament. That's massive. The 2024 Euro will begin on the 15th of June in Germany, and Portugal will face Czech Republic on the 19th of June. Having first featured in the tournament way back in 2004, Ronaldo's appearance in the 2024 Euro edition is testament to his longevity. Because football demands strength and truckloads of stamina. Very few people can stay at the top for such a long period of time, like Ronaldo has. Close to 2 decades at the top for a European team is a huge achievement. But what is the secret to Ronaldo's longevity?
Day by day, we are getting old. Every one of us. You understand? It's normal. You have to adapt. And I think nobody in this game has this brain that adapts with his age. I don't want to be cocky to say that I'm the same as when I was 20. Of course, no. But I adapt and be smart to know my strength, what I'm good to do. And I'm still playing at the highest level. And I score goals. And I will continue to score goals if my mind is clear and happy.
And while records reflect his determination and perseverance, it has not entirely been a smooth ride for Ronaldo. He's often been criticized for being a club performer alone, someone who shines in club football but doesn't really have much when it comes to national duty. His international stature for Portugal has often been questioned. This despite being the highest goal scorer in international football, ahead of his biggest rival, Argentinian Lionel Messi. Fans and critics feel his goals majorly came against the lower-ranked sides. But here's the thing. Even at the biggest stage, Ronaldo has performed. He's led Portugal to triumph against the host France in the Euro 2016, the biggest trophy Portugal has ever won. Despite Portugal not historically being a powerhouse in international football, Ronaldo's spirit and relentless pursuit of excellence led them to glory on the grander stage. And unlike Argentina, Portugal haven't had decorated players all playing at once. It was Eusebio in the 60s and the 70s. Then it was Luis Figo in the 90s and early 2000s. And when Ronaldo came in the year 2003, the country was in a transition phase with Figo on the verge of retirement. While countries like Argentina have had the privilege of having multiple star players at one time. Take the 2022 World Cup squad, for example. Apart from Messi, they had the likes of Angel Di Maria, Emi Martinez, Enzo Fernandez, Nicolas Otamendi. But when Ronaldo was at his peak, he was mostly the lone single warrior. And it's only now, in the past 2-3 years, more youngsters are beginning to come through for Portugal. One cannot overlook Ronaldo's unwavering passion for representing his country. He has not only elevated Portugal to being contenders on the international stage, but has also instilled a winning mentality. His leadership and dedication have been instrumental in shaping Portugal's footballing identity. Ronaldo has proven time and again that he's not just a club-level beast, but also an undisputed international star. With Ronaldo, Portugal has reached the final of the Euro 2004 and the semi-final of the World Cup in 2006. And the nation has had the most successful run of titles and wins under him, be it the Euros in 2016 or the Nations League in 2019. And in the upcoming Euros too, he will have a point to prove that he isn't just about scoring in Saudi. He still has the potential to score at the international stage even now. And if given a chance in the 11, Ronaldo could help Portugal script yet another glorious chapter. Despite facing setbacks and enduring countless criticism throughout his career, Ronaldo's thirst to keep going on is unparalleled, which only means he feels there is more left to achieve, that he isn't done, not just yet. His determination and work ethics have propelled him to continue competing at the highest level even when he's inching to 40 and continue to defy age and skeptics, as Ronaldo's illustrious career shows no signs of slowing down. Every sportsperson, and especially one who's redefined that sport, a legend such as Ronaldo, will yearn for fulfillment. Success at club is all good, but to help your country recapture the zenith when many doubt you too will most certainly spur Ronaldo. And the Euros is where he'll begin. In the world of football, there are few names synonymous with excellence. One of them is Toni Kroos, widely regarded as one of the best midfielders of this generation, an instrumental figure in Real Madrid's success over the years. The German maestro announced his retirement from professional football just some time back. The Euros will be his last campaign for Germany. Our story today, though, isn't about the footballing marvel that he is. We know most of that. In addition to being the genius on the pitch, Kroos seems to be a bit of a social media mogul too. From handling criticism with aplomb to making fun of his teammates, ribbing them, all in good jest. Kroos has mastered the art of using social media to connect with fans and display his true personality. Is that a key facet in today's sports heroes? In a world of social media boom, how suave and smooth are you online, and how much of it helps?
What sets Toni Kroos apart is his ability to balance competitiveness with a light-hearted approach to life. On the pitch, he's a fierce competitor with unmatched vision and technique. Off the pitch, he's a breath of fresh air, using social media to engage with fans and share moments of humor and candor. Throughout his career, Toni Kroos has embodied the values of sportsmanship, dedication and humility. Whether it's leading his team to victory on the field or connecting with fans through social media, Kroos has always remained true to himself. And it's characters like Toni that make the locker room more vibrant. He brings a positive energy and a sense of humor that's much needed in this fast-paced, fiercely competitive world. And that's the spirit he translates onto his social media platforms too. The reason why he's one of the most popular footballers the world over. Even after announcing his retirement, Kroos was receiving congratulatory messages from his former teammates. But Kroos being Kroos, while people were getting emotional about his decision, he tweeted this: "At least I'm trending." That is classic Kroos. Being a football genius is more than just what happens during the 90 minutes. It's about the impact you have on the world around you. And his is rather hilarious. Be it mocking his teammate David Alaba for his shoes or Jude Bellingham for his attire during his Real Madrid game, Kroos' sharp responses leave fans in splits. In the past, when Luka Modric launched his book, instead of praising his teammate's book, Kroos pointed out the weird glasses Modric was wearing. The German didn't leave out Lucas Vazquez either. While Vazquez posted a picture with his son reading a book, Kroos had to roast him too. And here's the thing, he roasts because he takes criticism on his chin. Once a fan called him overrated, and instead of ignoring it or letting that affect him, Kroos gave it back to the fan. We've seen R. Ashwin in cricket do this. When people roast him, Ashwin comes up with some witty replies. And just like Kroos, Ashwin himself is a social media genius. From his YouTube channel to his hilarious take on things that happen around him, Ashwin is a master online too. And while Kroos and Ashwin are quite savvy when it comes to social media, NFL player DeAndre Hopkins is both inspirational and humorous on his social media profile, and he keeps the fans guessing. Which version of him will they get to witness on the day? Another NFL star, Tom Brady, isn't too far behind. While Kroos roasts his own teammates, Brady believes in roasting the opposition. And who can ignore Zlatan Ibrahimovic? While there are plenty of memes on Ibrahimovic, the footballer takes that in good spirit and uses those memes on his profile. All these athletes have created their own digital identities, keeping it real on a platform where it's easy to fake your image. The way these sportspersons handle criticism on social media also makes them mentally strong, contributing to their success on the field. From cricket to basketball and from football to American football, athletes across the globe are leveraging social media to engage with fans, build their personal brands, and leave a lasting legacy beyond what they are on the pitch. From fan engagement to building a brand, it's their social media persona that gives them that edge to continue fueling a legacy even after retirement. Because the records you make on the field can be broken and overtaken, but your social media presence, now that is immortal.
Time for last serve. The Europa final is set to take place tonight. An undefeated team on a high, Bayer Leverkusen, is gearing up to take on Atlanta for the title. And fans of both these sides have flooded Dublin, ready for the big finale. Take a look. Leverkusen on the cusp of something truly, truly special. We'll of course get you all the perspectives, the reactions from that and much more from the world of sports. As always, I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change, to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.